Hey, welcome in Rockstars. I haven't done a video like this in a long time, but I am going out sourcing today to buy over 1,500 pieces of inventory off Facebook Marketplace. And hopefully it only takes me about 3 total hours. I'm meeting 3 different people, maybe a 4th person, but definitely 3. And I'm only gonna spend a couple $100. And the point of this video is to show you how easy you can go on places like Facebook and Craigslist even, and some other places, and find inventory without having to go to a thrift store and only find a couple pieces, and how you can build an eBay store, which I'll show you these sales in future videos as we sell these items, what I paid for them, what they're worth, and just how quickly you can buy bulk inventory locally without having to go around to yard sales or estate sales, even if you live in a place that's cold and it snows. Come along, let me show you how easy it is to get inventory. Okay, so I was gonna film these at each stop, but I didn't wanna be stuck outside of people's houses, so I'm just gonna show you all the inventory now that I'm back home. I've got it all, and it all fit in a car. Just a basic car, even my little car it fits in, and where you can get this kind of inventory. So the 3 stops that I made, first stop was about 35, 40 minutes away. It was a little bit of a drive, but that's okay. I used a total of $22 in gas today, and my car gets about 25 miles to the gallon, depending on how I'm driving it. So the first stop was $70, and it was over 1,000 vintage marbles. Now, you don't have to know a lot about vintagey type marbles to know that they have some value, right? Well, I paid $70 for over 1,000 of them. They came in all these Tupperware bins, and if I counted right, there's at least 150 to 200 per bin. There's 7 bins, so that puts me at 1,050 minimum, close to 1,400. I'm saying at least 1,000 to 1,200 marbles for 70 bucks. You can do the math on what they cost me there. And what's great is you don't have to list 1,000 individual listed marbles. So what you can do on this particular one, and what I'll probably do, is make lots, like a lot of 25 marbles, a lot of 50 marbles, and then I only have to make 20 or 30 listings. These will all go up, and if it's a lot of 25 and I can get $1 a piece for them, or $2 a piece, these could be $30 lots. And if I have 20 lots, that's $600-700, 20, 25 lots, and I paid $70. If you guys see the gross sales on that, and look, they're so small, these will easily fit in one little tiny storage bin, and it's $600 or $700 worth of inventory. And marbles actually sell. If you go look at the sold listings versus the actives and the sell-through rate, marbles are really good. And lots of marbles, little lots, 20, 30, 40, 50s, do really well also. So this was a great little pickup. Something I found right on Facebook Marketplace, $70. And the guy lived, like I said, about 35, 40 minutes, kind of out in the boondocks a little bit. It was a weird drive. It took me an hour round trip, hour and 10. But 5 other people no-showed, stood him up on Facebook, because I guarantee they just didn't want to drive out to where he was, because he was off the beaten path a little bit. And I said, to make $600-700 and only spend $70 for 1 hour of my time, I'm on my way. So that was stop number 1. All right, so stop number 2 was 100 vintage and graphic t-shirts. So not a ton of vintage, probably 10 or 15 of them. Ton of graphic modern repro shirts, but there are a lot of $15 and $20 shirts in here, and I paid $100. I paid $1 a piece for these shirts. And no, there's nothing that's going to score you $100 in here, but there's a lot of $15 and $20 shirts. There's this cool, it's a repro. It's not crazy vintage. It's probably Y2K's style Taco Bell shirt. This thing might be worth 15 or 20 bucks. No big deal, right? There's all kinds of stuff. There's a couple band shirts. There's a couple Marvel shirts. There's a couple, like this is a reproduction, probably mid-2000s. It's probably like 10, 15-year-old Marvel shirt. It's not anything crazy out of this world, home run gonna score, but it's 100 shirts that all might be worth an average of 15 bucks a piece, which is $1,500. I paid $100, right? Even if I could net $7 or $8 a piece on them, it's $700-800 in net, 1,000 to 1,200 plus in gross. I've actually sold this exact PlayStation shirt for like $14.99, right? You put all these up, you list them for $14.99, free shipping, best offer, and you've got over $1,000 in gross sales here, and at least $600-700 worth of net sales here. And I paid $100. This guy was only 15 minutes down the road, so 30 minutes round trip, got it, and I'm home. So now I've spent an hour and a half driving, hour and 45 minutes. I spent 100 and I spent 70, and I've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,400 bucks, 1,500 bucks worth of sales, maybe closer to $2,000 gross, but at least 1,200 to 1,400 in net sales. And I only spent $170. Let me show you meetup number 3. Okay, before I show you item number 3, these all came off Facebook Marketplace, all 3 of them. And I'll put a screenshot up in the corner somewhere here. All I did was look for the words bulk, the words liquidation, the word wholesale, the word lot. Just look and browse through the listings. I'm telling you guys, there's so much stuff on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and the internet. If you can't find good inventory, sellable, good sell-through rate inventory, those shirts are mid-range, they'll sell. They're not gonna fly off the shelves, but they will sell. And I only need to sell 10 to 12 of them to break even, 15 of them to break even. Same with the marbles. I only need to sell like 2-3 lots to break even, right? That's all you need, is to keep getting the money back and turning the inventory and building and building and building until you could take like a month off. Don't do that, but you could take a month off and you have so much inventory that you're still selling thousands of dollars a month, even without restocking it. But this is super easy because remember, I only spent 3 hours today. I just told you about an hour and a half. I'll tell you about the other one in a minute. And in 3 hours, I got all this stuff, got it back. That includes going to the ATM to get the cash. And I only spent 170 and 290 bucks today, plus 20 bucks in gas. So 310, and I get to deduct the mileage. Don't forget that. $310 today for what you're going to see is thousands of dollars of inventory. And I don't really have to source the rest of the week. But even if you just did this 2 or 3 times a week, you only spend a few hours, come back and build your listings. Now, obviously the shirt's going to take a couple days to list, but the lots of marbles and the second item that I had is only 1 day. And then those might be 2 days of listings for us. So this is like 3 days of listing and 1/2 day of sourcing. You got a whole week's worth of inventory that you could sit down and list in a couple of days. And all you got to do is go out once, right? And you could do this all week long and build it up and get an employee. This is how you can scale. Let me show you the third item. So you probably noticed I was a little out of breath and hot. It is like 80 degrees in Florida. I know, be jealous and sweaty. I brought this out. First thing I did was I took it in the house. This is one of my bins. This is full of hot water, vinegar, and baking soda. And the reason, as you can probably see, are sockets, right? If you guys can't see those. So this is a set of 500 sockets. And it's not a set, it's just a collection. And inside of here are sockets from Craftsman, Mac Tools, Snap-on, some cheap Chinese, Thailand ones. There's some other good brands in here. And there's over 500. I paid $120 for that. So you can do the math. I mean, it's literally like 21 cents a piece, 22 cents a piece. And you're not going to list these again individually for $3 or $5. That doesn't make sense. You're going to stock these up in lots of 20. And you can build, you know, a lot of 20, 5 per 100, 25, 30 lots out of this. And you can make the lots 30, 40, 50 bucks, and all of a sudden you have another $800, $1,000, $1,200, and I paid $120 for all of them. Now sockets, even in a lot of 25 of them, these things are only 1 ounce, 2 ounces, so you're only talking about them being 2 pounds. They're still in a lot going to ship for $6, $8, $10. You put them in a small flat rate if you had to, but that's where you can make money on this lot, and you don't have to list 500 sockets. You can list 25, 30 lots and get them all done in 1 day and listed, and as they start selling, you only got to sell 3 or 4 lots at 40 bucks a piece and you have your money back. So what's going to happen is you can already see it's working. This takes off the rust, the vinegar and the baking soda, baking powder together. We'll take the rust off of this. So just let it soak for a few hours and then come back with another bin. I have tons of bins. Take another empty bin with just the clean warm water, dump it from one to the other to get all that vinegar and baking powder, baking stuff off of it. And then once it sets in the hot water for a couple hours, and you can dump it into an empty bin and wipe it all down with an old towel. We keep tons of old towels. Just wipe them all down, and they should be good to go. They should have that smell off of them if you let them soak in hot. You can even put like Dawn dishwashing soap in the clean water or whatever to get it all off. But that's as easy as it is. I'm going to put my hand in here, even though I probably shouldn't. But these will come clean, and if they don't, after a couple hours of soaking, you can just take a quick wire brush to most of them. And if it's just rust or just dirt or grease, it'll come right off, and these things will look really great. Now, even if some of them don't look perfect, they will still sell on eBay in the lots. And look, some of these are big Snap-on ones. Some of these are Craftsman. There's all different sizes, so I can make like mix lot sizes. 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4, 7/8 and make like a set of 10, right? There's tons of stuff you can do with this. So we're just gonna let this sit here for a few hours and later tonight I'll transfer it. But this is super easy because you can build these lots, these 25, 30 lots in one day. You can build the marble lots in one day, if not both of these in the same day, once they're all ready to go. And then we can spend a day or two listing shirts. And, you know, hopefully there's $1,000 to $1,500 in gross sales here. You know, $1,000 to $1,500 in gross sales there. $500 to $700 in sales here. Talking about, you know, at least $25 to $3,000 in gross sales, and I spent $290 plus 20 in gas. And that's just one day, guys. So go out there on Facebook and Facebook Marketplace and find some inventory for sure. Okay, so I recorded that video yesterday, but I'm putting this in at the end because I ended up being able to meet up with the most important collection of the day that I didn't get to yesterday. He just couldn't get his schedule to work. Over 2,000 Hot Wheels cars, most of them sealed, about 1,600 to 1,700 sealed, and a couple hundred loose ones, but they're still vintagey, a lot of them vintage. And it was $1,500 was the asking price. I tried 1,000 and 1,100. He wouldn't cave. He said he'd come down to 13. That was it. We ended up splitting the difference at 12. So 1,200 for 2,000 cars. Fantastic deal, 60 cents a piece. And I ended up being an idiot, being out with my car and not out with the SUV. And I had to pack them all in the i8. I had to drive home like that. I'll show you in a minute, which is crazy. And also, I don't believe it or not, but the trunk on this car is completely loaded down with them as well. So nothing got damaged. They're fine, but I had to drive. It was like a 30-minute drive on the highway. And I had to drive with just my seat. I couldn't even get to the shifter. The shifter, I had to put it in gear and that was it. I couldn't shift or do anything. It was crazy, but they're here and I'll show them to you. Let's continue and I'll show you what I got. Actually, I think I'm just going to end this video like I was planning on doing it, and I'll do a dedicated video to the 2,000 plus Hot Wheels. Let me get them all out of here and I'll lay a bunch out and we'll do a dedicated video on that. I think people will like that. So yeah, that's the 4th or 5th pickup the day of Facebook Marketplace. That just to give you an idea, 2,000 Hot Wheels cars. If you sell half of them, 1,000 at a net $6 or $7, you got $6-7 grand that I just paid $1,200 for, and that's only if half of them sell. It's going to be a really good deal. I'm going to make several $1,000s profit, $4,000 or $5,000 profit off of this deal alone. So my plan is to do like 2 pickups a week. So today's Tuesday, February 4th, that I did all these pickups in 3 hours, and then just list. So I'll do update videos as I do my other pickups. You know, maybe next week I'll do another one and do 2 of them maybe next week, and I'll do whatever sold between now and then, and I'll just give you an update of how they're selling as we go through the videos. Hopefully you guys like these videos. If you do, let me know in the comments section. And I'll just keep a, running total. I'll keep a spreadsheet separate for these Facebook marketplaces, and I'll show you what I spend and what the profits are. If you guys need one of those spreadsheets, that's free. I'll put the download down below. You can also get it inside of the $20 reselling and training bundle as well. It's included in there. So I'll put those links below if you want them. And yeah, let's build the eBay store. Let me show you how much these do in sales and how you can build a store. If you don't live in a big city, I live near Tampa. There's a ton of people. There's like 3 million people in 3 counties. If you don't live near a big city like this, you can still search all over the country. And a lot of people have shipping available on stuff. So don't just get discouraged because you don't live near a lot of people. You can still find stuff, but you can find stuff that people are willing to ship to you. This guy with the sockets was willing to put it in a medium flat rate box or small, whatever, and ship it for an extra $20. So had I not lived close, he's an experienced seller. He was willing to put it in there for $20, and I certainly would have paid the extra $20 because it comes out to be like another penny or less, a half a penny a socket. So there's always opportunity. If you had found this, you could have had it shipped to you. But anyhow, that's how we source eBay inventory on Facebook Marketplace, and how hopefully it can be 2,500 to 3,000 in sales. And I'm really hoping it's over 1,500 in net. And I spent 310 including the gas. So that's 5xing your money. Anyways, enjoy the afternoon, guys. Appreciate it. I'll put this video up. Thank you so much for watching. Hitting that like button means a lot to the algorithm, means a lot to me. And comment. Let me know what you think of this video, this type of video, and your thoughts on sourcing on Facebook Marketplace. I'm not a big fan of selling on it unless you're doing those kind of sales, like local, big, heavy, or hard to ship items or stuff like that. It's fine. A lot of flakes, like the guy said. 5 people didn't show up for the marbles. I did. But buying on Facebook Marketplace, all day long. Have a wonderful night, guys, and I'll see you next time.